Welcome back to another infamous back day with yours truly. Starting off with T-bar rows. Occasionally start off with them, not too often, but started off light. You know what? I might have started with with the 45 on it. Can't really remember. But no matter what, the 2 plates is still light enough, and then working my way up to 3 plates and so on. T-bar should be a staple of everybody's. It works its way into my routine quite often. This is the first time I'm showing it, but occasionally I'll do it upstairs with the actual machine T-bar, which some gyms don't even have the luxury of having this platform on the bottom. So luckily I'm able to have both. Which the other one I'm able to do the wide grip, which with this I can finagle the attachments where I could do a wide grip where I put the V-bar inside and then put the wide one through it. But with this, I decided to keep it conventional, keep it close grip, work my way from 2 plates to 3 plates to 4 plates, and jump it up to 5. I don't mind going too heavy on this. Occasionally, I'll even get it up to 6 plates. This time, just kept it with a 5. I felt that I was able to get a good enough squeeze, good enough pull back on it, where I didn't feel the need to jump up to the 6 plates. Occasionally, I'll even keep it at the 4. I mean, it all depends on how I'm feeling that day, how many calories I have in me before I work out, how many carbs, so on and so forth. After T-bar, worked my way upstairs, and I did close grip pull-ups with the neutral grip for biceps. I could only do 4, maybe even on a great day, I could probably do 6 or 7 at this weight with my injury. Before my injury, I could probably bust out maybe 10 or 11, so not too big of a difference, but it was just hurting too much on this day, so I decided to only do 1 set for that, then work my way over to pull downs. Went back to the angled, my favorite bar here, and I'm not using the fat grips, as you can see. I was using the fat grips for the bent over rows, for the T-bar rows. I did it for the first 3 sets. The last set for the 5 plates, I took them off just so I can get a good grip. With this, I'm not using the fat grips at all. And I've come to the conclusion where I'm going to use fat grips where it's going to benefit me the most when it comes to my grip and for actual bicep workouts or forearm workouts or hand training. You'll see them on back day. But for this, I wanted to make sure that I was getting a good enough squeeze. With the pull downs, that's key with me. Some people like throwing around heavy weight. I like getting it far enough down to my chest. With the angled bar, it's okay. It can get down there, but not quite like this. And then same thing, there's another similar attachment with my palms facing in, which I really prefer. Now that I'm arm wrestling, I want to try and mimic as many movements like I'm on the table as possible. So this one definitely benefits me the most when it comes to that. But I can't fit the fat grips. And I said in a previous video, I'm not going to take off the rubber that's already on there that makes it a little bit thicker. Not quite as thick as I want. It's not my attachment. I'm not going to do that anywhere I go. And I am adding the straps. So not even taking away the fat grips wasn't enough, but I wanted to add the straps just so I can definitely get a good back workout, which I don't feel I've gotten in quite some time. So I wanted to make sure that that wasn't the case today. I wanted to make sure that I really blasted my back. I was concentrating more on building up my grip strength, using the fat grips, or even not using the fat grips, but without the straps, it's just, I could do more weight for my back than my hands allow me to hold. So straps are great. Everybody knows that. But when it comes to the actual grip, if you're doing powerlifting and obviously they don't allow straps, or if you're doing strongman competitions, it's going to be the same. You're going to want to build up your grip strength as much as possible, but that doesn't mean that you want your back to lag just because of that. So yeah, with downstairs with the T-bar row, I did the close grip, which is usually the most common. With this machine, I'm able to do the wide grip, which is great. I do this machine probably a bit more often than the one downstairs. One downstairs, I get in people's way. At least I know here I can stand there or not. The other one, it gets kind of in the way of the dumbbells. If there's nobody there, I definitely like that one. But if I'm going wide, it's just easier for me to throw the weights on that and already have the attachment set up. Now with this one, I've seen this done a few different ways, and I guess quite a few of the people that I've seen do it, they do this for their rear delts. but I guess I do this wrong because I definitely feel it quite a bit in my traps. So I saw someone do it, who knows, a few gyms ago, which was probably, who knows, 5, 10 years ago, whenever it was. And I was like, all right, well, let me give it a shot. Never, don't knock it till you try it. So with this, I tried it, and it felt great for my traps. Finding out later that a lot of people do it for their rear delts, or even some people even do it for their side delts, which I'm not sure how they get their hands up that high with a good amount of weight. But with this, I add this into my back workout just because I feel it quite a bit in my traps. And once again, I'm probably not doing it correctly, but that's what it is. If it feels good for you and you're being safe, go for it. There's a lot of unconventional things that people do that work for them. This is one of the ones that work for me that most people don't do for their back. They do it for more for rear delts. And some people, they do their rear delts on back day anyway. So who knows, if you're doing a push pull, that might be the reason for it. But for me, it works great for my traps. And then after that, went to seated cable rows. And with this, you see me do quite a bit lately, quite a bit lately, the wide grip, where I'd be pulling the bar closer to my chest, which is great for your upper back. But with this, whenever you're doing low, of course, you're working the lower part of your back. So you're actually trying to get those lats a little bit wider. So with this, went back to the fat grips. And with the fat grips, I'm doing it on 2 individual handles. So I'm able to pull close. And when I'm pulling close, it's actually pulling out to make room so it can get a little bit closer. This worked very well. The first time I've actually done this with the fat grips with these attachments, but I can definitely see myself doing it again. Recently, I'm trying to build up as much size and thickness in my upper back, so that's why I've been doing a lot of seated with the upper rows. But can't do everything. Can't do all the same movements every single workout. I can't. Some people, they're a creature of habit. I'm a creature of not doing the same thing every single time just to keep my mind occupied. I want to do different things. I want to at least feel like I'm hitting different parts of my back, even though it's the same part. It's just I'm doing it a different way. For me, that works, and I can't stress this enough. Do what works for you. There's a lot of people that are far more advanced than I am that do certain things a certain way that I just don't feel. I overhead pressing for tricep extensions, heavy weights. I can't get a good pump on that, but I can do 2 individual weights above my head with the dumbbells, and I feel it much better. So do what works for you. Now with this, I jumped into a superset, and here's a shocker. I know, doing traps with back. I do traps at least 2 times in a rotation, sometimes even 3 if I give my traps their own day. But with this, I started off with 45, 25 each side, doing shrugs. For me, with the shrugs, it works best to do a slight tilt forward because, once again, traps, they are back muscles. So it's better to get that row standing almost straight up but still leaning a little bit forward. And then with the superset, I take off the quarters and I leave on the 45s, and then I do upright rows. So with the shrugs, I had my hands pretty much right by my side. With the upright rows, you want them a little bit closer. You want those hands to reach your shoulders once they get to the top. And again, keeping your elbows above your wrists because you want to get that nice contraction in your traps. Occasionally, with the upright rows, I'll do straight bar with a free weight. Sometimes I'll do the cambered bar. Sometimes I'll do the cables. But the Smith machine, I'm able to do a little bit more weight and it glides. And especially with doing a superset, I'm just trying to get a crazy pump. I don't really care too much about the actual weight with the uprights. I just care about walking out with a crazy pump in my traps, which is what it's all about. So yeah, with the shrugs, didn't go too heavy because, once again, you don't really need to because it's superset. So go till you can't go anymore. Once you're done with that, throw off the weights as quickly as possible, but of course being safe at the same time. And then just end it out with the rows. Pull up until you can't pull up anymore, then pull on out. Talk to you soon.